I've been getting a lot of emails from you about low self-esteem, so that's the issue we're going to tackle this week. It's clear that low self-esteem is a really big issue for you. And some of the reasons you've given me are getting through a relationship, being in a bad relationship, lacking in confidence at work, getting over an illness, not having much money. But the united factor in all of this is that it has a huge impact on your lives. What's lowest self-esteem? What's that feel like?
For me, it's when I see myself in such an impossible position, where I'm not worth anything, where I'm not worth anything better for myself.
Can you be more specific?
It's like I'm putting all this effort into stuff, but why am I bothering? Because it's just I don't feel anything for it. And
anything for what?
Anything for what I do. Why am I getting up in the morning and going and doing a job, for example?
Because you're not worth anything?
Because I'm not worth it, and I may be helping other people, but I don't feel better for it.
Well, obviously, low self-esteem comes from some kind of a rejection or, a feeling of failure. I mean, it could be physically you think you're not right, or mentally something's really shaming, or, I don't know, there could be domestic violence or early abuse, but I think most of all it's because something happened in early childhood, like mommy or daddy or whoever took care of you went, no, you shouldn't eat like that, or don't spill your oatmeal, or, you're not worthy of something early on, and then later on in life, you hear those critical voices, and then you just feel really low. When you have low self-esteem, does it happen when you recollect your youth?
I was very much isolated at school. I didn't have friends, so I didn't feel I didn't feel that I was worthy of much. My family, there were quite a lot of issues around food, and I felt, I've got a brother and sister who don't have weight issues in the same way that I do. They're normal, if you like, whatever normal, but they're normal looking, and so I did feel very different. I felt the difficult child, if you like.
And did your parents say anything?
Well, yeah, they did. I mean, they did make an issue of it. They made quite a big issue of it, actually. And I became quite resentful about it. All I wanted was someone not to say to me, not judge me on how I looked or whatever, and not constantly berate me about food. And it was incredibly difficult, incredibly painful, and I did stick in it, and it wasn't until I worked through that in therapy was I able to be quite strong and work on, letting go of that voice up there all the time.
So you don't have the voice?
Well, I still remember it quite strongly.
Raising your self-esteem is really, really hard. It's like when you're in a debate with somebody and it's political and you're going, no, you're wrong, and they just hold their ground. They're just rigid. So that's how it is with you. Part of your brain is saying, I'm disgusting, I'm not worth it, and the other part of your brain, figure that out, is going, no, you're wonderful, like, your mommy should have done, you're beautiful, and you just go, I guess you say, how's my brain splitting in half? But, first you say it, and then eventually I hope you believe it. Do you mind going out, because I got to change? Go on. To build your self-esteem, try boosting your well-being in general. There are 4 areas of your life that you might want to look at. Focus on what gives you a sense of pleasure by putting yourself in situations where you know you'll enjoy yourself. Learn something new, or set yourself a goal that would give you a sense of achievement. Tell friends when you've achieved it, and then set yourself a new challenge. Do something sociable, meet up with friends, and try to make new friends. Definitely take some exercise. Getting fit is great for self-esteem. If you've got a problem with low self-esteem, don't try and conquer everything at once. Just set teeny goals. Tiny, like if you have a problem with debt or something at work, or, got a weight thing, just tiny inch-by-inch steps, and maybe write it down in a journal. Or else write 3 good things about yourself once a day, just 3 teeny things that you like about yourself. And also, if you suspect that maybe it's connected to something else like depression, then look at our Headroom site or see a therapist.
It's taken a very, very long time, But now, having had lots and lots of really good therapy, it has allowed me to develop my confidence more.
How's your confidence developed?
Well, first of all, I'm able to enforce boundaries with my parents. My mother, I was able to actually say to her, you know what, I'm X so many years old, and actually I think, you know, that's enough now. I do boxing, I do aerobic work, and I do resistance work, and I do Pilates. I love the sessions that I do. It gives me a lot of confidence, but fundamentally, emotionally and physically, it's about what I feel inside, and inside I feel much stronger. I feel stronger that I can speak up for myself, that I can be more assertive, that people can't walk over me, and that I'm able to say, you know, okay, I've had difficult experiences, but that's not going to crush me. In fact, that's going to make me work harder at getting better.
Just remember, everybody in the world, there's something they don't like about themselves. Everybody, trust me on this. Supermodels, they think they're not thin enough. They're just, ugh, look at me, I'm like an insect here. Or scientists, they think they're not smart enough. Or weightlifters, they think they look nerdy. Even me, there's something like this body. This is just disgusting. And it's just hanging there.